Hello everyone, this is Archive12 here at Archive Studios and Arc Entertainments, and today we are continuing our fun-filled adventure through Doki Doki Literature Club. We have, up until this point, met all four of the main characters. Sayori, our best friend since childhood. Natsuki, who is the cute but seemingly very aggressive younger member of the group, the club. Yuri, the more mature but quiet and not necessarily most self-assured, yet also very sophisticated member. And then the club president, Monika, who I apparently have met at some point, but we never really associated together. So, you know, she's kind of happy that we can. You know, not much has gone on so far, but my friend did tell me it would take a little bit before the real interesting stuff happened. So, let's press on. It's the reason why I decided to record another episode so quickly. Let's just press on, let's see how far we can go, and see if we can get to that interesting stuff. My character is Dawn, and my girlfriend, Salamizar, informed me last night that you should have just named him Gary. And I'm like, I missed that opportunity. And I'm kicking myself for it, but oh well. So Dawn is currently writing his first poem for the club, and the way my friend described it is you pick out words to describe, like, the character that you're trying to go after. So I guess the romance route. So I have decided that I'm going to go after Yuri. So Yuri is going to be where I'm headed. In this poem. So anything that is like sophisticated is where I'm going. That's what I'm gonna do. Yes. Let's see. Actually, let's pause the timer right here so that way I can just edit it. Let's see. Philosophy. Termination. Oh, fantasy was... Oh, crap. Waterfall. Trace. Ah! This is harder than it looks. Okay. It just seems like something she'd like. Yes. Horror, that one's easy. Ha! I think I got more Yuri than anything else. Oh, right, I forgot. I'm doing the voices. Hi again, Dawn. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Again with the snake pose. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Dawn. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join the guinea clubs this year. And last year, too! I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Oh, God. Violent! Easy, Natsuki! Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! I gotta agree with you on that one. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Natsuki's probably gonna be the one to romance next. I'm just curious as to what she's like. Don't worry, guys. Don always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without even asking. Without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. I clean her room? What? How dependable. Sari, just because your room is so messy. That's just because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set the house on fire once. Is that so? I don't remember that. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Dawn can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she's put me into. I am not fully awake right now. I should have had some coffee. Oh! Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Oh, wait, Sayori. Huh? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute and embarrassed. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a present supplies. It'll make me happy no matter what. Good save, Dawn. Good save. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, then here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked up a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. Yes, I definitely want. You are so adorable. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Whoa! What was that? I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Maybe that was because that was where the path would have diverged in the conversation, because I chose Yuri as my poem recipient. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. She's so cute! But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. You weren't focused? I thought you were reading. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Yeah. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. Did you just happen to buy 2 of them, Yuri? Did you? There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled The Portrait of Markov. I feel like I've heard that before. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Dawn? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri was into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you go through... then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their own one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans, same difference. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I get the same problem when I'm building my Gundam model kits, so please, do not worry. And I actually, whenever I'm doing a recording, I'm kind of the same way. I space out. It usually takes a cat's claws in my shoulder trying to get my attention to finally stir me. So, I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please, stop me if I start talking too much. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Sorry, water break. These kind of expositional, games take a lot out of me. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it right now, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Just let me go get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah? Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and I start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I have that same problem too. I think this is why I relate to Yuri, because outside of, like, video game recordings, I'm basically her. I do? I don't really mean to. I'm sorry. I mean... Here. This should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's up against Yuri's. Then I hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a bit more, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same thing with the right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it over with her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? I think she feels the same way. Her eyes just, like, shifted over to me, and it's just like, I can't look at you in the face. Huh? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glanced over at Yuri's face, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it on my own volition. We continue to the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it with her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might sound silly, like a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second-guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Dawn, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. I'm sorry, I really didn't know if you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone! Just bust in there, Monika. Just break it up. Huh? I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have a lot of time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not... It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters on your own time. Alright. I stand up, I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and I slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait! Sayuri and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayuri's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself.